Welcome to Three Guys, Three Questions, where three friends test the limits of propriety through the questions we ask. Today is 1885, sir. This week we are sponsored by the Graham Diet, a regimen to suppress unhealthy carnal urges, the source of many maladies according to the renowned Reverend Sylvester Graham. I am Aaron L.M. Goodwin, and I'm joined, as always, by Andrew Savage. Say hello, Andrew. Good fellow, good fellow.
Yeah.
I'm also joined by Adam Pip Pip Cheerio Anderson.
Pip Pip Cheerio.
Good day, sir. Capital.
Good day, capital.
I think we just lost everyone. I think they're gone.
If you're still listening, the rest of the show isn't going to be like this, I promise. If you're new to the show, here's how it works. Each host asks a question, then each host gives their answer. Hilarity hopefully ensues, and we move to the next question. Today's episode is a very special theme, and I'm not going to tell it to you, because I think you're smarter than this. Adam has today's first question, so take it away.
Pip Pip Cheerio.
I say.
Capital.
Yeah, boy.
My question is, what would you get your girlfriend for her birthday if you were a Victorian-era oil baron with an estate in the English countryside?
What I would give her is probably a dress that doesn't take 3 hours to get off and back on. And having like
Just the
like
way you phrase that is
like
little racy.
Whoa, it's always racy. She's my
No, I was thinking like a Star Trek uniform, like a jumpsuit with good shoulder pads.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she pretty much has, in my Victorian age girlfriend, pretty much has a NASCAR pit crew. It helps her get dressed every morning, but not as fast. And I just feel like that. I feel like with the information I know now, I think I could save her a few.
Right.
Make it in time for lunch.
Well, you're basically going to get her like Victorian culottes.
Yes, or invent Velcro hundreds of years before Velcro's invented.
So are you going to make an improvement in the dress itself or her pit crew?
Oh, that's a good question. I never thought about that.
Why not both?
Yeah, see?
Because like, what if she likes the really fancy dresses and she just wants to, it just needs to be easier? Like you could hire like some professionals to get her in and out of that dress.
Well, I hope it's professionals that are getting in and out of the dress. If it's,
I don't want amateurs sneaking in there and doing it.
I mean, people who have studied the craft.
You mean qualified people?
Yeah.
People with experience.
I mean, they come to you with certificates and letters of recommendation.
I have to watch them dress like a mannequin to see how well it is.
Something's really wrong. She's like halfway through getting dressed, realizes her new chambermaid has a mustache.
And an eye patch for some reason.
I was simply the best man for the job, ma'am.
Yeah.
That's my answer. I don't know.
Your answer is a lot less selfless than mine. Because the first thing I thought about I'm getting her a birthday gift, and how can I make this benefit me? Not because I'm a bad person naturally, because I'm an oil baron. Yeah, that's the ticket.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that doesn't make you a bad person.
The only good baron is the Red Baron pizza guy. All the barons are evil.
How does he keep his pizzas so good when he's flying a biplane?
Dude, that's I don't know, man.
He cooks them off the radiant heat of the engine.
Hey, so okay, I would get my girlfriend a menagerie, because it's like buying a zoo, but it's classier, you know? We have a menagerie. Would you like to stroll through our menagerie? And I think like that would make her feel really proud about it.
Yeah.
I need to start offering that more often to people.
What would you have in your Victorian menagerie?
Well, obviously animals.
Yeah.
Like exotic animals.
Like
a lot
giraffes.
of exotics.
Lions.
Right, your giraffes, your rhinos, your peacocks.
I mean, your standard menagerie stock.
Yeah.
A few of the peasant children.
A couple tigers, you know.
Dressed up as tigers.
Tigers dressed as tigers?
No, I was going to small children dressed up as tigers.
Children dressed
and
as tigers.
since it's like, you know, 19th century England, I could probably get away with just like things that aren't even really that exotic, but they're from America, so they don't even know, right?
Like a beaver.
Like a beaver. Oh, look at that beaver. Look at his tail. It looks like a waffle.
This is a new discovery. A raccoon, they called it.
A raccoon.
Some say Americans wear them as hats.
The little bandits.
Little bandits. But like, I also I like menageries because they're not just like a collection of animals in enclosures. They're also like gardens. So when you picture a menagerie and you picture the garden setting, is there anything that pops out like you think about that you visualize in that garden?
I think of topiaries and
yes.
Fountains.
Yeah.
Topiaries.
Yeah, just like shaped like me, shaped like
That's what I was going to do. I was going to make every single topiary subtly shaped like me.
How subtle.
Not because it can't be too apparent. Just subtle enough so that when she's strolling through this menagerie and is feeling the bliss of nature and exotic animals, she's also somewhere in the back of her head thinking about how great I am.
Why do you have to trick your fictional girlfriend in this scenario?
Because I'm an oil baron. Who knows why she's with me?
The money, obviously.
Well, I'd like it to be more because of my manipulation.
I think there's a bit of a flaw in your plan where she'll be in the menagerie and like she might think of you, but I think it's more likely that when she's with you, she starts thinking about topiaries.
You might get into some weird stuff.
Like you're trying to.
She starts buying me like overcoats that are like full of vines and stuff. Like why is there like a leaf pattern to everything you're buying me?
She starts trimming your hair with some shears.
No, let it grow out so it can get more round.
You're just talking to her one day in the parlor, and she's like, "You remind me of a leaf."
Yeah, or it could be even worse. Like I find her one day and she's like kissing a hedge. She's just developed some weird fantasy about plants. It'd be awkward.
I like how even in this like pretend situation that we've made for you, we've kept you sad. And by I mean it's not that great actually. I don't like it. I don't like that you're sad.
I'm not sad. Who says I'm sad?
I did.
I'm actually sad. Most people would cut all this out, but I edit this podcast and I'm leaving it in. So there.
Even the part where you said you're gonna leave it in?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
All this is still in.
Even
I'm really I'm
just
excited
the next
to hear
10
Adam's.
minutes of asking if you're going to leave this in. You're gonna
Yeah,
leave it.
no, this is staying in the podcast.
No,
Just-
I think that's good.
You should just start looping it and tell people. No, why are we trying to get people to stop listening? It's terrible advice.
We don't want you.
We're thinning the herd. We're trying to find the best one, the best
most
listener.
exotic animals for our menagerie.
Are you saying our fans are our menagerie?
Hey, Adam. What's your answer to this question?
So my first thought was to just like buy her a ton of jewelry. Just diamonds out the wazoo. Like, oh hey, you want the world's biggest diamond? Yeah, here it is. I own all of the world's oil.
You don't want diamonds from the wazoo because that's gross.
Yeah.
You want conflict-free diamonds. If the diamonds have to come out of the wazoo, that's definitely conflict there.
This is Victorian England. There is no conflict-free anything.
Yeah, that's true.
But then I realized, no, I'm an oil baron. I need to think bigger. So I decided I should probably just get her a diamond mine. And then she can have all of the diamonds that she wants.
Dear, would you like to go mine today? Yes.
It'd be like a self-serve mine. Like there's no one in there, but she just goes there on like the weekends.
No, I'm an oil baron. She would have people to do the mining.
It's like that gold panning for gold situation that you went to as a kid to like some museum and they like drop in fake gold nuggets. You're like, oh gee, I found one.
This is so easy. Why did so many people starve back then?
No. It'd be like, because I mean, I'm an oil baron, right? So I say, oh dear, you want to go mine today? And she'd be like, yes, I would love it. We would go there and we would watch other people do our work.
While you're eating like crustless little sandwiches.
And someone's holding an umbrella over you so the sun doesn't hit your face.
Exactly. Yeah.
I see how it is.
And we'll be having tea out of delicate china. It'll be great. And we're like, oh yes, we found another diamond. That one will pay for the menagerie.
Hey, wait a minute! Don't get me mixed up in this. I don't want any part of your slave labor situation, okay? I'm just trying to manipulate my girlfriend.
Yeah, that's way better.
Old 21st century style.
Yeah, it's gaslighting back when they actually had gas lights.
Hey guys, what would you sell on Victorian age Etsy?
This is a good question. I would sell handcrafted artisanal chamber pots.
So, Aaron, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What makes your chamber pots better than the chamber pots I can get at the local market?
Most people who make chamber pots have little to no consideration for actual human comfort. They also tend to be fairly unadorned because people see them as despicable and reprehensible and they don't want to be looking at them. But I feel like when you are doing the nasty deed and when you are taking the chamber pot out, you should at least be able to look upon an idyllic scene of romantic beauty.
And then just totally take a dump on it.
Well, or let the dump out of the pot that you care.
Okay.
I mean, when you throw it out your window, you're defenestrating your refuse.
Okay.
Defenestrating your refuse.
Yeah, I got you.
It's a weird sentence, man. So, I just think that would be fun, and I think that could be a huge boon to me because it's something everyone's looking at all the time. I mean, you have to look at this thing. You have to. You're going to look at it at least like once or twice a day. You know what I mean?
Just because it's used for a disgusting thing doesn't mean it has to be disgusting.
No, but I think it's also going to propel my art to the top.
No, I think that if you went back in time and did this, you would probably delay the invention of indoor plumbing because
Right.
people would be so enamored with your chamber pots.
Right.
They'll be like, we can't give up this art for this fancy pants plumbing.
What's stopping you from making them now?
I could just start painting toilets.
No, I mean having chamber pots. That'd really just upset my
Well,
roommate.
I don't think you can go
If he comes
back.
into my room and I'm just popping a squat over in the corner,
Okay.
don't worry, it's artisanal.
Maybe let me see if I can buy them already. If someone's already done this. I know I would at least become the number 2 artist in the country. The number
You're
2.
so dumb.
I refuse to laugh at that.
Okay, you don't. You don't have to put this in here, but here's a link to chamber pots on Etsy.
Oh,
Oh. They're already there, huh? Porcelain chamber pots. They've got. You know, chamber pots I didn't realize look like big mugs. That could get confusing.
Yeah, would you want hot or cold liquids in your...
Oh my gosh. You want them hot and then cold after a while. Sorry.
I have a mug that has a TARDIS on it, and it goes to the other side once it gets hot. You can do that with the chamber pot. Well, all right. I just made this up, and then it exists.
I know. I'm as shocked as
This
you
is
are.
the anthropology game all over again.
All right, Adam.
I would definitely sell an assortment of brass valves and gears and tubes. You know, for your decorating needs or, you know, your steampunk needs.
I think that at the time, these were more for like actual function.
No.
Like I don't think
There's no
people
way.
decorated their top hats with brass tubing. And
Guys,
stuff.
I just realized. I hope in 1,000 years people start wearing Bluetooth headsets and iPods around on their clothing.
Oh, what would they call that? Like
Plastic punk?
yeah, plastic punk.
Tech punk. I don't know.
Oh gosh, it has to happen. It has to happen. this guy's using an iPod Classic as a belt buckle.
This guy's got fiber optic cable as a belt.
He just straps an Apple Watch to his hat.
Oh, they're all wearing like fedoras.
And sports jerseys.
So, Adam, you're gonna stick with that answer, huh? Brass valves, gears, and tubes.
I think where we took it is too good for me to change now.
Yeah, all right, you're right. That's like as far as it can go. Like you're definitely like not like me, number 2.
Oh my gosh. Well, if Adam's done. So my I would do very custom ordered gifts because the time of the Victorian age was an uncertain time. And there's a lot of death around, and I don't know what it was about Victorian age, but they loved death and being remembered of it all the time.
Yeah.
So I would create necklaces made out of the bones of your dearly departed, so you can wear it with you all the time. It's not weird. It's also something that really happened.
Oh no! You've had time to look this up when you thought about
I did.
Like, wait, if Aaron's is real, I bet mine's real too.
They would do stuff like that. They would like keep hair from their like dead children.
Oh yeah, I know that.
But they would like do all that.
I've
weird
seen
stuff.
Abraham Lincoln's hair from when he was shot, from the night he was shot.
Yeah, they would do stuff like that all the time.
I saw the suit he was shot in too. That was weird.
Like I can kind of see the suit, but the hair is definitely a little strange. Like, oh no, the president's been shot. What should we do? Well, we get a lock of his hair.
It was like his wife kept it in a locket or something. I don't know.
Well, I mean, like they would do like face masks of dead people,
yeah.
and it was like they were like very into death around them all the time.
Like nowadays, we don't want to think about death at all. Like everything in modern life is about pretending that we're somehow not part of the circle of life, that we're excluded, and that we'll never die. Back then, they were like super into it.
We're just trying to like, maybe we'll be the generation that never dies.
Right, yeah.
Actually, no, yeah. Like a lot of Victorian age fiction was about how people trying to cheat death were wrong.
Yeah.
Turns out.
They are all right.
Like that was the moral of the story is like, no, you're gonna die.
Yeah. Well, bone necklace. Do you have any links or pictures of bone necklace? No.
Let me check on Etsy.
Everybody send me your bone necklaces. Yeah. Like
bone jewelry.
that would just like other people's bones.
Oh,
What about like teeth? You can like make a necklace out of teeth.
I have somewhere a bunch of my old teeth from when I got them pulled when I had to get braces.
Really?
Yeah. Why? Like, why would you not want to keep that?
Why?
I can think of some reasons.
I didn't ever want to keep my teeth. I actually sold all of them to the tooth fairy.
to Andrew to make his necklaces.
Oh gosh, if that's what the tooth fairy is doing, I'm super disturbed.
That one, well, it makes sense.
Well, yeah. So it sounds like we've got a productive time going on here.
We're gonna make hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, I feel like we'd all be part of like a real artistic community.
No, it's Victorian age England, so it would be pounds sterling.
No, it wouldn't. It would be pence. It would be tuppence. Let's be honest.
Let's be honest.
I don't know how the monetary system works, but I just named things I know that are smaller quantities.
It's pretty much the same as it is today, except smaller numbers.
Well, I also still don't know how it works today. Some of our British listeners can send me.
Okay, so you have this thing called a dollar,
They have what?
and that dollar can be divided into cents, which is 1/100th of a dollar.
I know how money works for us in America. That's
And it's mostly the same in England. They have these things called pounds that can be divided into...
Oh yeah, you know a lot too, Mister.
into pence. Sometimes
go-
they call a pound a quid. I
Go
don't know
doing
why.
your
Do you know?
Valves and-
You know, seconds are called seconds because it's an hour divided by 60 twice.
what?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there you go.
That did you guys hear that sound? That was the sound of my brain exploding. All right, well, so I wanted to know if you could resurrect anything from the Victorian age, what would you choose, Adam?
Definitely their fancy mode of dress.
Hmm.
I mean, monocles are great, and I have a feeling that they existed because glass was expensive or something, yada yada yada. But they look posh, and I think they should make a comeback, along with like
don't call it a comeback.
Okay.
Sorry.
along with the suits and the hats and the vests, just everything about it. Everybody was fancy, and I want us all to be. I want to hold us to that standard again, because I want more reasons to judge people.
Hi. Have you ever wondered why your hat isn't high? Before you answer that, let me ask you another question. Hi. Yeah, those tall hats though it gets a little bit crazy, I think.
But I mean, everybody dresses so fancy.
But you'll need a freaking NASCAR pit crew to get dressed.
I just don't like. I feel like it's not comfortable because I look at some of that and like the material doesn't like bend or move like woven fabric.
It's probably all wool.
It's like paper mache. It's not even wool. It's like
half an inch thick fabric.
right. It's like this does not look good. It's like made out of fiberglass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Is it weird that it actually kind of looks comfy to me? It looks so snug.
That's how like uptight and white you are. Oh, this looks so comfortable.
Oh
Adam,
man,
you
I don't
would
want
be-
to be the whitest person on this podcast.
Adam,
says
you'd be
a
a
lot.
perfect extra in Pride and Prejudice. In the back.
I just like, man, yeah. I mean, maybe once in a while it'd probably be nice to dress that way, but
But the thing is with dressing that way, like it can't be a once in a while thing or it's weird.
yeah. Okay.
I mean, you gotta commit.
I like it when they are going on a like fox hunt. That's a good look. That looks comfortable.
Yeah. Or like to the opera. I would go to the opera.
Would you want to go to the opera?
I would,
Dude.
if I could dress like that, I would go to an opera.
I feel like if there's any way to make the opera worse, it would be to dress you up in a fiberglass case.
I think your first mistake is assuming that they knew what fiberglass was.
I think the next mistake is they don't have air conditioning.
Yes, that too. And it's very rigid. Do you know that in Victorian times, this is something that never dawned on me, but a lot of a huge, like, well, this is more Regency era, but it bleeds over into the Victorian age.
Mhm.
They didn't have deodorant.
Or they bathe very rarely.
They would dab their armpits with a lime.
Okay, here's the thing.
I do that now.
Here's the
I was trying to sound as much like Adam because I waited till he stopped talking to finish the sentence.
Nobody knows. Nobody can tell you do a part.
Yeah, you could have just been completing my sentences this whole time. Nobody would have noticed. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I want to bring the fancy dress back because now we have deodorant and air conditioning.
Okay.
And I think that's a really important difference.
You need a lot of air conditioning though. That stuff looks warm.
You have to be like a meat locker.
Also, it's the winter right now, so I'm not really thinking about being hot. And I think your ideas are skewed because you live in a desert.
Right. I
And
live
it's
on
horrible.
Tatooine.
But here's the
Always.
thing. I'm living in a wintered hellscape right now. And the thing is, people make it very hot when you go inside. So if you wear a coat, you have to plan on taking it off when you get inside.
Well, I would take off my Victorian era jacket and I'd have these cool shirt sleeves and a vest, and it'd be amazing. Everybody would be like, Adam, you look so cool. I'm like, I know, but that wouldn't happen.
You
They'd
have to
just make
bring
fun
your
of me.
valet with you everywhere. And let's be honest, that guy's a buzzkill. Like you enter into a party and then there's like 3 guys entering in behind you with suitcases to undress you down to your comfortable level.
That would be amazing. I don't see why you think that's a negative.
That doesn't seem a little bit.
We're like, that guy's got power and money. These people are just here at this party to undress him.
Do you know us? My entire life is not based about whether people know if I have money. Because there's no illusion there. I don't.
Yeah.
I have nothing.
Just in case anybody was wondering.
I
It
have
wasn't the other
nothing.
way. It wasn't, no, there's no illusion there. I'm loaded. It was.
No, I had to make sure that was clear. 'Cause I just realized the way I started that sentence was going to assume that I am just very rich, but that's not true at all.
So fancy.
So fancy.
Well, Andrew, what's
There's no question. Dueling. That needs to come back because you need to make sure your opinion and your point of view is rock solid.
yeah.
Before you start arguing with someone in your gentleman's club, you're like, no, I don't agree with you, and I'm going to duel you to that fact.
Imagine if you could call a duel on Facebook. Somebody posts something about some stupid, flat earth theory, and you're like, sir, that is offensive in the highest, and I will duel you.
It's the dual button is right next to poke.
You accidentally pick one, you're like, oh, dang it.
Yeah.
I poked him, but I wanted to shoot him.
I just think that would a lot of people would probably be a little bit careful what they say. They don't want to get in a fight with someone.
Yeah.
Like you're typing, somebody's typing something on Facebook and like, oh, Wait, maybe I shouldn't say this. Somebody might think I'm so stupid I deserve to be shot.
Yeah, well, what's good about a duel? Duels are cool, okay? Because it's just such an elegant idea to solve problems. Because as I understand it, almost nobody actually entered into a duel.
No, it's very rare.
Yeah.
It's very rare. So just the idea that it could happen would keep you from being an idiot in a lot of cases.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, when you do duel, the thing about it is it also keeps people from saying they want to duel because there's just a big a chance that they're gonna die. It's not like you get into a duel and the person who calls it first has a better chance of winning. No, you're both equally at risk of dying. So it's just like I don't know, the whole honor system, like the systems of honor are fascinating to me. And,
oh man, imagine if you turned down a duel.
You know, if you turn down a duel, you're dishonored and you're like banished from society. Basically.
Oh yeah, so you're like some
Yeah.
guy who's like, I'm just saying stuff to say stuff. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna duel you because you're stupid. And like, oh, nah, man, I'm good. I don't really care that much about this.
That person doesn't get on the internet ever again.
Yeah.
I like one of the ideas behind dueling, which is just whoever lives is right.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, well, the argument's over now because I'm the only one.
It's
who's
just like
alive.
speeding up evolution when you.
It's
think
like
about it.
it's natural selection at its finest.
Yeah, because it's like completely random. It's only selecting for people who duel, so in every case it's gonna work. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. But I also like the idea of like if nobody dies, like if you both miss because you're just bad duelists, then nobody's right, but the argument's over and you can't talk about it anymore.
Nobody has to deal with it anymore. Yeah, there's no way this can go wrong. Let's bring it back.
No.
There's like so many people screaming into their podcast client right now.
Yeah. No, and if the dueling doesn't solve your problem, we can just shove you into the Wolverine room.
Right. Really, like the Wolverine room is a modern day dueling. That's what it is.
Imagine if that's how you ran for president. You just had to duel the other people. We would just have
That's
a
what
really.
Aaron Burr tried to do. That didn't work out, though.
We'd just be really strong presidents.
Or as really slender presidents because they're hard to hit.
Our presidents are the best marksmen in the world.
All right. Well, so my answer is I would love to bring back pneumatic tubes. Tubes everywhere.
Just like those tubes that like you put a canister in and then it just goes shoof, and
Yeah.
shoots off something
They're
somewhere.
so amazing.
Oh,
The only time you see them today is maybe at a bank
I love those so
and
much.
maybe at Costco.
Did you know Paris used to have like this giant series of tubes
Yeah.
like underneath Paris?
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It's just like so cool because you can send an actual object through it. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
not just like a piece of paper or something like
No.
you could make a freaking sandwich, put it in the canister, send it through the pneumatic tube faster than you could like send a delivery boy and stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like we're kidding ourselves if we think we're living in the information age when we lay down fiber optic tubes and we don't lay down pneumatic tubes. That's all I'm saying. It's powered by air.
We have 3D printers now, man. I could send in like electronic pneumatic tube, and then
Right,
you just
and then
print something out.
everything gets to end up being plastic. I don't want a plastic sandwich.
Yeah, no.
Don't send me a freaking
Well,
3D
okay.
plastic sandwich. I don't want
You've
that.
you've convinced me.
Yeah.
If I
can't
could
eat
call
that.
someone, if I can call someone like, or on the internet, it's like, dude, I need a sandwich, or I want a burger right now, and just
Oh my gosh. This would revolutionize like pizza delivery.
this would revolutionize fat people.
Like they would just roll it up and put it into the canister and just send it through the tube. You'd have a pizza burrito. We'd have pizza burritos if we still had pneumatic tubes.
Also, imagine this. You find a rat in your apartment. You're like, oh, gosh. You put the rat in the pneumatic tube and send them to someone you don't like. Send them to a special address on the pneumatic tube system that's for that purpose where they dispose of the rat. It's just like so elegant.
Or picture this. You empty your artisanal chamber pot into the pneumatic tube and you do the same thing.
Brah. I don't know, because that's you would need like some sort of funnel. What if you sneeze? I don't like this idea one bit.
Hate knows no bounds.
Well, I'm grossed out now. You took something beautiful, and now I don't want to talk about it anymore.
That's what this podcast is for, getting people to not talk about things that we talk about.
Right, we're closing the lines of communication.
No, but I do like the idea of laying a new groundwork of pneumatic tubes. I think that's good.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement. So, hey, Congress, make it happen.
Get on it, or we'll duel you.
Nope. Congress has armies. I'm good.
Thanks for listening. Remember, your ratings fuel us, so please rate and share the show wherever you listen to it. There's tons of people in this world. I think, like, what is it, 7.5 billion? And, like, maybe only 2 billion have heard this podcast. So that's like a few billion people that need to hear it. So please share it.
Spread the word. Be evangelists for us.
I just realized 1.5 billion people are now in the world since I was 10.
Yep.
That's okay. Sorry.
People have been getting a lot more action than you. That's what it tells you.
That's what it's telling me.
So you can subscribe to receive new episodes the moment they're released. If you're someone who's new to this show, this is the first time you're hearing it, go to 3g3q.co/subscribe and subscribe to it so you get all the new shows. We also appreciate our patrons. You can help support this show and receive exclusive stuff by subscribing at patreon.com/3g3q. Other than that, I want you to remember that if your morning ritual requires a pit crew and you're not a NASA race car driver, something's wrong. I also want you to remember that most of the things you think will be on Etsy are probably on Etsy. I also want you to remember that dueling solves most problems. And other than that, I want you to remember to question everything.
Blast off! There we go. I peaked just right at the beginning.
Was that necessary?
That's all down here
Thank
from
you
downhill from here.
very much. Let's clap. Ready?
Okay.
Let me get back away from the microphone. 5, 4, 3, 2. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know, I heard them all at the same time this time, which means that somebody would
I
get it
heard
wrong.
yours at the same time. It was. So should I read this
Read what?
in a British accent?
No,
do.
No, don't.
Do it and then do it real, and then you can decide later.
That's true. I
Welcome
guess to figure out which
I can't do
kind, since it's Victorian.
it. Yeah. It needs to be really posh.
It's got to be upper class.
Pip Pip, cheerio. Welcome to 3 Guys, 3 Questions.
Welcome to 3 Guys, 3 Questions. Where 3 friends test the limits of propriety through the questions we ask. That's what I'm going to go with. Let me start out again, okay?
That was one of my favorite things we've ever done.
Yeah, it reminds me. So it reminds me. I think I've told you guys this before, but I think it's like the most genius thing. Zay Frank was doing this video podcast daily for like a couple years called The Show with Zay Frank. Mm-hmm. And actually, if you go back and watch them, they're amazing. I highly recommend it. And he started to get popular and started to pick up this. And so he would start doing things like, welcome to Cooking with Broccoli with Zay Frank. And he'd start out the show like it was a really boring show. And then he'd be like, are the new viewers gone? And then he'd go back into the regular show. So I feel like maybe that's what we should start doing. Just alienating as many people
I don't
as
think
possible.
we have that problem.
No, we
We're
don't.
not
We
quite
actually
popular yet.
lost some people when we changed over because it got, I think, technical.
That's okay. We kept the good ones. If you're still listening to this, you're an amazing person.
Well, nobody's listening right now because it's not live.
You know,
I don't know who you're talking to. Is someone else in there
there's this
in the room
crazy
with you?
thing that happened where I understood that, and I wanted to record that message for those people in the future when this episode comes out.
You know, they'll realize too that
Actually,
it's not
you know
live.
what? What do you mean this show's not live? That's crazy. We do it live and in the same room.
We're in the same room.
We're high-fiving each other like that.
Yes, I'm actually for the past 5 minutes, I've just been brushing the back of my hand up and down Andrew's naked upper arm.
Yeah,
It
and
really
Andrew's been
helps.
trying to play footsie with me, which feels really weird.
Dude,
I don't
man.
think he's been trying, sir. He's been succeeding. Let's be honest.
I have these
He's
new
not
socks.
taking no for an answer.
I have these new socks. They're very comfortable. I need to make sure
I
Adam
noticed
knows.
you had new socks because of the smell.
Yes, they
It's
don't
a
smell
lot-
as bad.
It's a
It
lot
was
better.
much
this
less
week.
than last week.
I was trying to think of a way to compliment you on it that wasn't insulting, but you brought it up, and so I feel like it's safe to say.
Yeah, no problem. I decided to wash them this time. Yeah.
Do you dry them in the dryer or do you take them out and hang dry them?
I normally use the dryer. Am I doing it wrong?
Why would you hang dry socks?
Because it affects if they're woolen, like my socks are, it actually starts to tighten the wool together. Because you know how you get yarn,
Hey.
right?
Guess whose socks aren't woolen? Anybody else's.
Socks are amazing. They're woolen and they're just comfortable, and it feels like I'm walking around with a sheep wrapped around my foot all day.
Oh, so I just have a sheep around my feet.
I thought those were slippers.
Nope, they're just
You're just
sheep.
standing on top of two sheep and they're just taking you around.
I thought the way the rubber on the bottom was squeaking was weird because it sounded like meh, meh.
I don't even walk; they just hover. It's it's Victorian hoverboard.
Real.
Do you think we've gotten a little distracted?
Oh, we do the thing we're not supposed to do. We're gonna do the questions, and I'm gonna clap so I know when I'm looking what I can skip to. Okay, that's a marker. Dropping a marker. All right.
You can put all that at the end of the show, I guess.
Come here, Anna Mary, I just want to know why Roger the lodger keeps after you so. I'm wise to the lodgers and their goings on, so just tell your mother how far has it gone. Oh, mother, dear mother, it's nothing at all. He kissed me one night in the dark in the hall, and that's how it started, and now you can see that Roger the lodger is crazy on me. I'm sorry to hear that the story is true. He's crazy, all right, but it isn't on you. So just throw him over as soon as you can. For Roger the lodger, the dangerous man. Oh, mother, dear mother, thanks for your advice. But really and truly, he's awfully nice. We've been to a dance and he took me to tea. Oh, Roger the lodger is crazy on me. You can't trust a fellow with only one eye. You're sure to be left in the lurch by and by. The boys that you know may be goofy and dumb, but this fellow Roger's only a bum. Oh, mother, dear mother, it's all very well to say that he isn't exactly a swell. If you'd seen him last night, maybe you would agree. But Roger the lodger is crazy on me. I don't hold with flirting at your time of life. It's a different thing if he wanted a wife. But he's just a villain, and I know it well, amusing himself with an innocent girl. Oh, mother, dear mother, I'm not such a sap. He told me a lot as I sat in his lap, and he's promised me pearls and a trip to the sea. Oh, Roger the lodger is crazy on me. He'll love you and leave you, I'm certain he will, 'cause he looks like a brother of Barnacle Bill, and he hasn't paid rent for a couple of months, so I'll give him his notice to leave here at once. Oh, mother, dear mother, don't give him the sack. If he went away, he might never come back. If he pays what he owes you, perhaps you'll agree that Roger the lodger is crazy on me. Do not trust him, gentle maiden, though his voice is low and...
Pip Pip Cheerio.